It's really difficult here, but it's really fantastic here. What a gorgeous place. It's absolutely amazing. Hi my friends, nice to see you. Today I have something special for you, because I was already here at this location 2 days ago, but just for a little walk with my wife without any camera, but we found something spectacular. So as we were only out for a little walk, I didn't have all too much time to think about the composition, and to be honest, I'm even not sure if it's possible to find a great composition. Yeah, I think it's something I usually wouldn't photograph, but it's also something I usually wouldn't find, to be honest. So from this point of view. So, however, I thought I want to come back today, take you with me and try to get out a really great composition. If it's possible, we will see. So, let's go. I'm already here on the spot, and I got already into my jacket because it started a little bit to rain, what is not the worst thing for landscape photography, obviously. And even for this spot where I'm today, I think it really could add to the composition, or I'm not really sure about the composition as already mentioned, but I think it could add to the kind of story, to the kind of place where I'm in the moment. And when we look around here, it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. We have all these old tree trunks here, and the very special thing here is usually where we are here in the moment, here is usually water. The water level is much higher usually. So it's not possible to photograph this at another time of the year, and not only at another time of the year. This year is a special year because we had a really warm winter, as already mentioned in some of my videos. And so this means back there is a glacier. You can see the top of it behind the mountains there. And when we had a warm winter, there comes lots of water down and it fills the lake. And the water level is managed by humans, so there is a barrage back there, and usually in spring they open it, that there is enough space for all the glacier water what comes down the mountain, the glacier back there, and fills up the lake. And this year it didn't happen, so it's really amazing. It's such a kind of end time feeling here. It's absolutely amazing. And when you think about which stories could all these tree trunks here tell us? It's absolutely amazing. I'm blown away from this location. And as amazing it is, it's definitely difficult to find a composition here. There's so much going on here. There's so many different lines and shapes and so on. Not everything what is really amazing is easy to photograph. And you know, when I was here with my wife, we had so many important things to discuss about. When will I mow the meadow in the garden next time? When will I repair the roof in our garden house? So many things what are much more interesting than landscape photography, obviously. I hope my wife isn't watching this, to be honest. We will cut it out of the video. But anyway, this was why I didn't have any time to think about the composition and so on. We enjoyed this place, we had a look at these tree trunks, but I didn't think about how to find a composition, how to build up a composition and so on. And this is what I want to try today. I'm sure it's difficult, as already mentioned, here is so lots going on here, it's absolutely amazing. So I will try to build up a composition here and now, and let's see what I can get.
'Cause I need you, every tear, wipe it away, wipe it away, hold me in your arms, never let go. I have found a place where I am free. There's no other place I'd rather be. 'Cause I want you drawing me near.
So meanwhile I found a composition, all these tree trunks here. I'm blown away. It's absolutely amazing. Look here, this one looks like an octopus climbing up on this rock. It's absolutely amazing. But this is not the subject I want to photograph. As spectacular it is, as storytelling it is. I think storytelling is not the biggest problem here, but it's much more difficult to find a really strong composition because of all these lines and shapes, because there's so much going on here. And what I did is I had a look at lots of these tree trunks here and tried to find a composition, tried to build up a composition, and finally I found this one, what's also really amazing. So it goes a little bit to the left and it has amazing lines through the roots and so on into the scenery. And we have a fantastic sight here to all these tree trunks here, what are usually all under the water. And it tells a fantastic story. And we have the lake back there, so it really has such a kind of mystic mood, and this is what I want to tell here with this photograph. And what's really difficult in this composition is we have to consider everything. We need anything what leads us into the frame. So what I thought is we have these amazing root lines here what could lead us into the frame, but we can't go too close because then we cut anything here on this side, and as it is a horizontal line it doesn't really add to the composition when we cut it at the right. So I have to go a little bit more backwards, and then we lose a little bit from the left corner, but it doesn't matter when we have a little distance to the corner. But it should be in balance to the rest of the composition. And it's also really important that all the elements here are isolated to each other so that they don't touch the others, that no line goes over another line and so on. We have to consider the balance in this composition. We have a mountain at the right, we have a mountain at the left. So we can't move our camera position like this so that we only see this mountain. So this mountain wouldn't lead to anything. There is nothing back there. So it's really, really difficult, and it definitely doesn't work with each tree trunk to get a really great composition here. So I think this composition works. The weather isn't the worst in the moment. It rained a little bit before, so everything is a little bit wet. It's a little bit darker than usually. We get great contrasts out of the landscape. So let's make the click. 2 seconds timer.
I need you. Every tear, wipe it away, wipe it away. Hold me in your arms, never let go. I have found a place where I am free. There's no other place I'd rather be. 'Cause I was.
Meanwhile, I found one more composition, and it's really a storytelling one. It's absolutely fantastic. I spotted this tree trunk here already before. So when you have a look at it, how does it look? It looks like an octopus which is running up from the lake. It looks a little bit that it wants back to the glacier there. It's really a nice area back there. I think you know this. I think I want to take a photograph which tells the story of the octopus which wants to run back to the glacier there. So same as before, it's really difficult that the lines don't touch each other and that it tells the story. Story is not so difficult here, as already mentioned, because it looks like an octopus. It looks a little bit like an area, like a lake what dried out, and it looks really fantastic. Also the light is amazing in the moment. It's short before a bad weather, we get rainfall, so this is really a dramatic mood here in the moment. So it's more an unusual composition for me. Usually I try that the lines don't touch each other, but I think in this case I get much more plasticity when I try to go a little bit lower with my camera position, so that this edge here goes a little bit over the lines here in the landscape. So I think this really adds to this composition, and same here. I always try, by the way, to hide tree trunks which don't add to my story, which don't add to the composition. I try to hide them behind my tree trunk. And yes, that's all really difficult, that you have the right angle, that it tells a story, that you have a leading element, that you have a story through your image. It's really difficult here, but it's really fantastic here. What a gorgeous place. It's absolutely amazing. I don't use any filters here, same as before. Didn't mention this before. No use here. So let's make the click. 2 seconds timer again, and just for the case if you're wondering why I had another cap in my last video, it is because this is my old one, he has a damage up there. So I thought I'd buy a new one, but I'm not really happy with the new one, to be honest. The old one looks much better, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe you could comment below what you think about the caps, which one looks better. But however, what I wanted to tell you here is, if you want to photograph something like this, old tree trunks which tells an amazing story, it's really important that you get an isolation. As already mentioned before, as I explained the compositions, maybe when we have a look at this one, it's also a really fantastic one. It looks really pretty good. It has amazing shapes and lines, and it also could maybe tell a story of an octopus or something like this, which runs over the middle here. But the problem here is we have too much grass here, so it doesn't get really well isolated. And when we were more back there, we had more sand and so on, and this is much easier to get an isolation. So if you want to photograph something like this, consider this. It really adds to your composition. So I will try now to go a little bit more into that direction. Maybe I will find another composition, although I found already more than I expected, much more than I expected. I'm really happy that I came here. But however, I'm here now and I want to head over there and have a look there. So let's go.
I have found a place where I am free. drawing me near, closer again, closer again. I have found a place where I am free. Someday I know I will look back on the times we had. When I think about the days to come, it makes me sad. Hold me in your arms and don't let go.
So I'm here now at the other side. Before we were more in that direction, and now I went over here. I found a new composition. It's absolutely amazing. So many tree trunks here. I'm blown away from this location. So, and as already mentioned, usually everything here is already below the water surface. So if you look down there, it's really absolutely amazing. The composition tells the story of the tree trunks, what are usually below the water, obviously over there, down there, and I also have this tree trunk here in the front as my foreground element. I used this amazing line here to lead into the frame, and what I really love here is this repeating pattern down there with the repeating tree trunks down there. Meanwhile, we got a little bit of wind, so we have a little bit of texture on the water surface. I really love this, so I will not use any filters. In one of my last videos I got a comment like, it's bad that you didn't use filters, or it's bad that you have forgotten your filters or something like this. I never forget my filters, I have them always with me in my camera bag, but I love it to have rest structure on the water surface because I find it tells a better story. When I have a look at the photograph, I know that there was a little bit of wind, so it is water, it looks like that. So I always try to use a shutter speed what adds to the composition, what has a little bit of motion blur, what tells the story of what is going on there. And so this is also the reason why I will not use any filters here. So I'm set up here with my camera. As already mentioned, the root here is my leading line into the composition. I have the repeating tree trunks back there, and what's also really important here is I try to get the balance between the water and the shore, so that I have a balance, and I have also this fantastic S-curve back there on the shoreline. It's absolutely fantastic. So it's really a great composition. I'm really happy with it. Let's make the click. It was such a fantastic day out here. It's absolutely amazing. I think it's so important, if you have the chance to go out to try to get photographs of something special, of anything spectacular. Also, if you think there is no chance to get out a really great composition because it's difficult or whatever. So if you want to improve photography, I think it's really important always to try to break out from your comfort zone. Try to take photographs what you usually don't take. And when you have the chance for photographing something special, anything spectacular, just go out. Also, if you think there is no chance to get out a really great photograph. So I was so rewarded today. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that I came here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, maybe on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. It would really help me to grow this channel, and I'm absolutely sure the people you will share the video with will also be really happy about. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't have already. Thank you so much for watching. See you next Saturday. Thank you. Bye.
Someday